The world was heartbroken yesterday by a helicopter accident in Los Angeles that claimed the lives of 9 people, including that of Kobe Bryant and his 13-year-old daughter, Gianna.
Welcome to Watch Mojo, and today we're counting down our picks for the times that late-night hosts opened themselves up for the world to see.
Mostly, I want to thank Carlito's parents, Carlito and Sylvia, for making him, and...
Number 20, Seth Meyers on the unusual circumstances of his son's birth. Late Night with Seth Meyers.
2 years ago, I sat at this desk and I told a story about how my first son, Ash, was born and how it was very dramatic in that my wife, her contractions started coming very quickly, very suddenly, and we were really worried that she was going to give birth in the Uber. And we just made it to the hospital with basically 20 minutes to spare. We'll move over that story.
The former SNL Weekend Update anchor's calm and composed demeanor on Late Night often belies a chaotic home life, a reality brought hilariously to the forefront when he recounts the birth of his second son, Axel. Meyers vividly detailed calling 911, the rapid progression of the birth, and the surreal experience of his son arriving on the lobby floor, surrounded by their doula, neighbors, and eventually the New York City Fire Department and Police Department, who helped cut the umbilical cord.
I went from someone like calling in about emergency to just sharing good news with a stranger. He was like, yeah, it's a boy. Yeah, it's great. You probably got stuff to do.
The raw, unfiltered account of this deeply personal, unexpected, and joyous event was not only side-splittingly funny, but also a testament to the unpredictable beauty of life, connecting with every parent who's faced the wild ride of childbirth.
But, obviously, I just want to thank my beautiful wife, Alexi, who is twice now an incredible rock star with these incredible deliveries and stories.
Number 19, Stephen Colbert opens up about his father and brother's deaths. Anderson Cooper, 360.
There's another Steve. There's a Steve Colbert. There's that kid before my father and my brothers died. And it's actually kind of difficult. I have fairly vivid memories from right after they died to the present. Like right. It's continuous and contiguous, like it's all connected. There's this big break in the cable of my memory.
Stephen Colbert is renowned for his sharp wit and satirical genius. But beneath the comedic exterior lies a profound personal tragedy that he's rarely discussed publicly. In a series of candid interviews with Anderson Cooper, the veteran late-night host opened up about the devastating loss of his father and 2 older brothers in a plane crash on September 11, 1974, when he was just 10 years old.
Ordinary concerns of childhood suddenly kind of disappeared. Right. I became, I won't say mature, because that actually was kind of delayed by the death of my father, by sort of kind of restarting at 10. But I had certainly a different point of view than the children around me.
Colbert bravely articulated the pain of someone huge in your life disappearing and the agony of not knowing exactly what happened. He shared how this tragedy instilled in him a unique perspective on suffering and gratitude, learning to love the bomb and appreciate existence even with its inherent pain.
It's a gift to exist. It's a gift to exist. And with existence comes suffering. There's no escaping that. And I guess I'm either a Catholic or a Buddhist when I say those things, because I've heard those from both traditions.
Number 18, Jay Leno says goodbye to The Tonight Show, for good this time. The Tonight Show with Jay Leno.
I am the luckiest guy in the world. I got to meet presidents, astronauts, movie stars. It's just been incredible. I got to work with lighting people who made me look better than I really am.
Jay Leno's tenure as host of Late Night's most revered transmission spanned 2 distinct periods, from 1992 to 2009, and again from 2010 to 2014, making his final departure from the iconic desk a profoundly significant moment in television history. His farewell monologue was a thoughtful reflection on his long career, filled with a mix of gratitude, characteristic self-deprecating humor, and genuine emotion.
And when people say to me, hey, why didn't you go to ABC? Why didn't you go to Fox? Why didn't you go? I didn't know anybody over there. These are the only people I've ever known.
Unlike the dramatic circumstances of Conan O'Brien's departure, Leno's final show was a celebratory, if slightly melancholic send-off, acknowledging the passage of time and the natural evolution of late-night television.
But it really is time to go. Hand it off to the next guy. It really is. And in closing, I want to quote Johnny Carson, who was the greatest guy to ever do this job. And he said, "I bid you all a heartfelt good night." Now that I brought the room down.
Number 17, Jimmy Kimmel remembers his Uncle Frank. Jimmy Kimmel Live.
Listen, I'm going to try to do this without crying, but I'm probably going to fail. But just turn away or something, because it's embarrassing. It really is. As you may have heard, my Uncle Frank, who already has been a fixture on our show since our first night on the air in January of 2003, passed away over our vacation.
Jimmy Kimmel has often shared stories about his colorful family, and none were quite as beloved by his audience as his Uncle Frank Potenza. Uncle Frank, a former police officer and Kimmel's actual uncle, became a regular on Jimmy Kimmel Live, known for his deadpan humor, curmudgeonly charm, and genuine affection for his nephew.
He hated vacation because he loved to come to work. He would get here 10, 11, 12 hours before the show started. The show started at the beginning at 9 p.m. He'd be here by 8 a.m.
When Uncle Frank passed away in 2011 at the age of 77, Kimmel delivered a heartfelt and humorous tribute that perfectly encapsulated their relationship. Instead of a somber eulogy, Kimmel recounted hilarious anecdotes and shared clips of Uncle Frank's funniest moments on the show, celebrating his life with laughter and love.
And thanks to all of you who came to the show and who watch for indulging me and letting me put my crazy uncle on a television.
Number 16, Conan O'Brien's Last Tonight Show. The Tonight Show with Conan O'Brien.
Tonight I really am allowed to say whatever I want, and what I want to say is this. Between my time at Saturday Night Live, the late night show, and my brief run here on The Tonight Show, I've worked with NBC for over 20 years. Yes, we have our differences right now. Yes, we're going our separate ways. But this company has been my home for most of my adult life.
The circumstances surrounding Conan O'Brien's departure from The Tonight Show were tumultuous, marked by a highly publicized dispute with NBC over the show's time slot. When its final episode aired on January 22, 2010, ahead of its return to the format later that year with TBS's Conan, the atmosphere was one of palpable tension mixed with conflicted loyalty. After a fraught period, O'Brien delivered a farewell monologue devoid of bitterness, instead focusing on gratitude and optimism.
A lot of people have been asking me about my state of mind, and I'll be honest with you, walking away from The Tonight Show is the hardest thing I have ever had to do. Making this choice has been enormously difficult. This is the best job in the world. I absolutely love doing it. And I have the best staff and crew in the history of the medium. I will fight anybody who says I don't.
A highlight was his earnest advice to his younger audience, urging viewers to steer clear of cynicism. It was a powerful statement of integrity and hope in the face of professional heartbreak, showing a personal vulnerability and a commitment to the principles that had endeared him to millions.
Please do not be cynical. I hate cynicism. For the record, it's my least favorite quality. It doesn't lead anywhere. Nobody in life gets exactly what they thought they were going to get. But if you work really hard and you're kind, amazing things will happen.
Number 15, David Letterman shines a light on Warren Zevon. Late Show with David Letterman.
Our first guest tonight is a brilliant songwriter and a musician who's been a friend of ours for 20 years, and believe me, it's a thrill to have him here with us. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Warren Zevon. Warren!
In an unexpectedly moving hour of television, David Letterman dedicated an entire episode of The Late Show to his friend, singer-songwriter Warren Zevon, on October 30th, 2002. Zevon had been diagnosed with terminal lung cancer just months prior, and this appearance would be his last public interview and performance before his death the following September.
I guess a couple of months ago, we all learned that your life has changed radically, hasn't it?
You mean you heard about the flu?
Yeah, kind of about the flu.
Yeah. Well, it's true.
Zevon, characteristically composed and witty despite his grim prognosis, shared profound insights. Most famously, that his most treasured life lesson had been learning, quote, how much you're supposed to enjoy every sandwich. It was a phrase that became an enduring motto for living life to the fullest, even in its most mundane moments.
I'm working harder and you know, you put more value on every minute. You do, Liv. I mean, I always thought I kind of did that. I really always enjoyed myself, but it's more valuable now. You're reminded to enjoy every sandwich and every minute of playing with the guys and being with the kids and everything.
Number 14, David Letterman's monologue after the September 11th attacks. Late Show with David Letterman. The world watched in horror as the events of September 11th, 2001 unfolded. For many, the return of television programming felt jarring, almost disrespectful. Yet when Letterman returned just 6 days after the attacks, he delivered a monologue that perfectly captured the nation's collective confusion, sorrow, and desperate need for some semblance of normalcy.
And not just a rally for New York City, but a rally to raise money for New York City. And if that doesn't tell you everything you need to know about the spirit of the United States, then I can't help you. I'm sorry.
Eschewing his usual cynicism and quick wit, Letterman spoke with a quiet solemnity, acknowledging the unthinkable tragedy and the profound impact it had on New York City and the entire country. He wrestled with the appropriateness of even doing a comedy show, but ultimately concluded that it was perhaps a necessary act of defiance and even a small step toward healing.
Thank God Regis is here, so we have something to make fun of.
Number 13, Jimmy Kimmel returns following controversial suspension. Jimmy Kimmel Live.
I'm not sure who had a weirder 48 hours, me or the CEO of Tylenol. It's been overwhelming. I've heard from a lot of people over the last 6 days. I've heard from all the people in the world over the last 6 days. Everyone I have ever met has reached out 10 or 11 times.
In September 2025, the late-night television landscape was rocked when Jimmy Kimmel was suspended from ABC, following comments he made about the then-recent assassination of Turning Point USA founder Charlie Kirk.
I've been hearing a lot about what I need to say and do tonight, and the truth is, I don't think what I have to say is going to make much of a difference. If you like me, you like me. If you don't, you don't. I have no illusions about changing anyone's mind. But I do want to make something clear because it's important to me as a human, and that is, you understand that it was never my intention to make light of the murder of a young man.
Kimmel's remarks garnered intense backlash from political conservatives, leading to public pressure from the presidential administration of Donald Trump. FCC Chairman Brendan Carr, who had been appointed to the position by President Trump, even threatened regulatory action against ABC and its affiliates if Kimmel wasn't sufficiently punished for his words. Upon his triumphant return, Kimmel acknowledged Erica Kirk, Charlie Kirk's widow, and expressed gratitude for the widespread support he received, including from unexpected figures across the political spectrum.
Maybe most of all, I want to thank the people who don't support my show and what I believe, but support my right to share those beliefs anyway. People who I never would have imagined, like Ben Shapiro, Clay Travis, Candace Owens, Mitch McConnell, Rand Paul, even my old pal Ted Cruz.
Number 12, Jimmy Fallon shares a touching story about Kobe Bryant, The Tonight Show starring Jimmy Fallon.
Kobe was such a life force, so strong and creative and inspired that in my head I thought that he was going to live forever. I met Kobe when he was 17 and I was 21. He was a rookie on the Lakers and I was just starting out in the comedy scene in LA. We were at a party and we didn't know anyone at the party, so we just started talking and I said like, hey, what do you do? And he goes, I play basketball.
The sudden tragic death of the LA Lakers legend in 2020 sent shockwaves across the globe, and the late-night world was no exception. Visibly emotional and fighting back tears, The Tonight Show host revealed a personal connection many viewers might not have known about. He shared a poignant and surprisingly humorous anecdote about meeting a young Kobe at a party in Los Angeles, ultimately going on an impromptu beer run together that solidified their bond. The weight of losing not only Kobe, but also his 13-year-old daughter Gianna in the helicopter crash that took their lives was palpable in Fallon's voice as he emphasized the importance of cherishing family and living life with passion, echoing Bryant's famous Mamba mentality.
To Vanessa and all those affected by this tragedy, we love you and we'll always be there for all of you. Kobe, when we meet again, we're going on a beer run.
Number 11, Jimmy Kimmel mourns Cleto Escobedo III, Jimmy Kimmel Live.
We've been on the air for almost 23 years, and I've had to do some hard monologues along the way, but this one's the hardest because late last night, early this morning, we lost someone very special who was much too young to go, and I'd like to tell you about him, if you don't mind.
There are moments on late-night television when the jokes don't feel right, and a host's genuine grief cuts through the usual banter. Such was the case when Jimmy Kimmel paid a heartbreaking tribute to his childhood best friend and his show's beloved bandleader, Cleto Escobedo III.
I mean, everyone loves Cleto. He's everyone here at the show, we are devastated by this. It's just not fair. He was the nicest, most humble, kind, and always funny person.
Cleto, an accomplished saxophonist in his own right, wasn't just a colleague, but a fixture in Kimmel's life since childhood, a bond that viewers often saw glimpses of through their easy camaraderie on screen. With abundant humor and heart, the host eloquently expressed the void left by Cleto's absence, not just for the show's vibrant backbeat, but for him personally, as a confidant and a brother.
Cherish your friends. We're not here forever. Thank you for indulging me. We're gonna take the next couple of nights off, but I wanted to be here tonight to tell you about my friend, and also Cleto loved Eddie Murphy a lot, and I don't think he would have wanted us to miss this. So we will be right back with Eddie Murphy.
Number 10, Craig Ferguson discusses his sobriety. The Late Late Show with Craig Ferguson. Craig never failed to bring the laughs, but he didn't shy away from tackling serious issues either. During a monologue, he began talking about a then-troubled Britney Spears.
No Britney Spears jokes, and here's why.
The audience is expecting some low-grade hanging fruit, but Ferguson takes a turn.
It reminds me of where I was 15 years ago when I was living like that.
After talking about Britney Spears entering rehab and her apparent substance use disorder, he tells his own story about alcohol dependency and his subsequent 15 years of sobriety up to that point. Ferguson manages to be frank, but he throws in some self-deprecating humor too, while also giving the audience a glimpse into the mental process and actions of someone with a serious addiction.
The only way I could deal with it is find other people who had similar experiences and talk to them. It doesn't cost anything.
Number 9, John Oliver and vaccinating his son. Last Week Tonight with John Oliver. John Oliver is known for his humorous yet informative deep dives into important topics. And Oliver isn't shy about using his own experiences to help make his point. A great example is his piece about vaccinations. At the end of the almost 30-minute segment about the issue of getting vaccinated, and more importantly, vaccinating your children, Oliver showed a picture of him and his 19-month-old son.
He is 19 months old. He was born prematurely following a very difficult pregnancy, and I've worried about his health, and I still worry about his health a lot.
After giving details about his son's premature birth, Oliver stated that he was going to go ahead with his scheduled vaccinations, despite being a worried parent like everyone else. He then encouraged others to do the same.
I can overcome the temptation to listen to the irrational shouting of my terrified lizard brain, then I believe that everyone can.
Number 8, Jimmy Fallon cries following his mother's passing. The Tonight Show starring Jimmy Fallon. Jimmy Fallon's show is known for being fun, upbeat, and lighthearted. Whether it be a rap battle with Justin Timberlake or celebrities trying the latest trend, Fallon manages to give audiences something different and entertaining. That's what makes it all the more noticeable when Fallon takes a more serious tone, like he did when his mother passed away.
She was the best audience. She was the one I was always trying to make laugh, and she was such a fan of the show and everything I did.
Fallon is usually bright and animated, but as he details a special memory of his mother, he is on the brink of tears.
Mom, I'll never stop trying to make you laugh. I love you.
Despite being choked up and crying during multiple moments, Fallon manages to still tell the audience that he hopes to bring them laughter. Number 7, Trevor Noah on Philando Castile, The Daily Show. Trevor Noah is no stranger to serious topics, but as host of The Daily Show, he still made us laugh about them.
I was stopped in a Tesla. Like a Tesla, people. Like, I don't know what silent crime you think I'm on my way to commit.
He even did that between his planned monologues as well. During one of his off-the-cuff conversations with the studio audience, Noah candidly discussed the death of Philando Castile, who was killed by police during a traffic stop, and the acquittal of the officer who killed him.
And when you flip it in these situations, you realize, there's no way, there's almost no way to not get shot.
Trevor used his own personal experiences with the U.S. police to empathize with his points about racism, profiling, and police reform, which managed to be funny, yet extremely alarming.
He was running away. His back was turned to the officer, he's running away. Where's the threat? No one's threatening from behind. Do you know what I mean? Maybe a Kardashian, but no one else.
Number 6. David Letterman apologizing to his wife on air. Late Show with David Letterman. In the midst of a quashed blackmail campaign, David Letterman used his show to address the matter directly.
No, I'm not having sex with these women. Those episodes are in the past.
Addressing his past and allegations of sexual relationships with multiple staff members, Letterman not only took time to apologize to his crew for putting them through such a stressful time, but to his wife as well. In an extremely personal moment, Letterman told the audience he had hurt his wife immensely due to his actions, and that he had a lot of work to do to make things right.
Let me tell you, folks, I got my work cut out for me.
Letterman isn't a stranger to sincere personal moments, and his tribute to the late Robin Williams alone is proof of that.
I'm sorry, like everybody else, I had no idea that the man was in pain, that the man was suffering. But what a guy, Robin Williams.
Number 5. Johnny Carson's final monologue. The Tonight Show starring Johnny Carson. One of the most revered late-night hosts doesn't just go out with a whimper. During his final monologue after nearly 30 years of his late-night show, Johnny Carson was met with a standing ovation that lasted for around 2 minutes, with the ever-modest Carson almost begging the audience to stop.
Thank you very much. Please. I want you to know I really appreciate it.
Glassy-eyed and noticeably flustered after the long applause, he still managed to carry himself and make the audience laugh one last time during his monologue.
I'm going to have to be very honest with you. I don't know if I can take another night of this.
The only time the audience ever stopped laughing was when Carson talked about his departure. Then he was met with a very loud "aw" from the crowd.
All we have is tonight and tomorrow, and I'm gone. God, I haven't used that line since World War II.
Number 4. James Corden and the Westminster Attack. The Late Late Show with James Corden. After the first of multiple terror attacks in London in 2017, James Corden addressed the audience about the incident that took place in his hometown. During his response, he expressed his sorrow, but more importantly, his homesickness.
When something like that happens in your hometown, you don't have a feeling of being glad that you're so far away. What you feel is that you wish you could be there.
While choking up, Corden mentioned how it would be natural to assume that he felt better being so far away across the Atlantic. Instead, he wished he could have been there to help Londoners recover.
If this act of terrorism was supposed to divide the people of London, I know for a fact that all something like this does is bring them closer together.
Only a few months later, Corden had to address a second terror attack in London. However, he got to do it his way from London, helping it recover by celebrating it.
I'm proud to show off its beauty, its diversity, and its stoic British determination to let nothing or anybody stand in our way.
Number 3. Conan O'Brien on the Las Vegas shooting. Conan. Sadly, Conan O'Brien isn't a stranger to addressing mass shootings in the US. Far from it, actually, since multiple and some of the deadliest have occurred in 2017 alone.
When did that become normal? When did this become a ritual?
Despite this, little to no legislative action has happened, which is key to understanding Conan's behavior. Using his monologue to address the Las Vegas massacre, Conan expressed not only his sympathy, but also his anguish.
I don't think it should be so easy for one demented person to kill so many people so quickly.
He even remarks how mass shootings occur so frequently, a file exists of his previous responses to them. What's so significant about this moment is Conan's palpable sense of defeat and exhaustion.
Something needs to change. It really does.
Number 2. Jon Stewart's monologue after 9/11, The Daily Show. After the 9/11 attack in New York City, Jon Stewart, known for his declaration of the war on bullshit, opened his next show with a very emotional monologue about the disaster.
I wanted to tell you why I grieve. But why I don't despair.
Choking up and visibly crying, Stewart mainly focused on the heroic first responders that put their lives on the line to help those affected immediately after the attack.
That's extraordinary. And that's why we've already won.
It really gets us when Jon, who was born and raised in New York City, also mentions how the view from his home has drastically changed. with the World Trade Center no longer visible from his window.
The view from the south of Manhattan is now the Statue of Liberty.
Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications. Number 1. Jimmy Kimmel and his son's medical problem. Jimmy Kimmel Live. The death of Cecil the Lion famously left Kimmel a bit choked up and bewildered.
A-hole dentist who wants a lion's head over the fireplace in his man cave so his douchebag buddies can gather around it and drink scotch and tell him how awesome he is. That's just vomitous.
But family is different. While the debate to repeal Obamacare was steaming ahead, Jimmy Kimmel told a tear-jerking story about his son's health complications when he was born a few days previously.
And it's a terrifying thing. You know, my wife is back in the recovery room. She has no idea what's going on.
Kimmel emphasized that had he not had health coverage, his son would not have been able to receive the care he needed to save his life due to his having a pre-existing condition.
No parent should ever have to decide if they can afford to save their child's life.
He later brought his son on the show to help fund the Children's Health Insurance Program, and we all teared up all over again.
Daddy cries on TV, but Billy doesn't. It's unbelievable.
Which talk show moment moved you the most? Are there any we missed? Be sure to let us know in the comments below.